Well, in the shootout, some prolific goal scorers on both sides couldn't get it done, and it was Valeri Nichuskin who ends up getting the lone goal in the shootout to give Colorado the 4-3 win. Again, in the shootout, beating Swayman glove side. With that, we welcome you to Bruins Overtime Live, presented by BuyAToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyAToyota.com. With Billy and Razor, I'm Sophia. 4-3 the final, 1 point for the Bruins. But ultimately, guys, they couldn't get it done. We saw a lot of falls on both sides with the ice. We'll get to that later. But overall, guys, how did you feel the Bruins played, getting that point, not capitalizing on the two?
Love their grit. I like their fortitude.
Okay.
I feel like Colorado's a faster team. I feel like, granted, they're faster than just about every team in the league. I feel like the Bruins had a hard time with that, and that's something I'll have to look at. But overall, I really love the way that especially Brad Marchand and you know, the big boys did what they had to do. Coyle was great in this game, too. A good point. It's going to make for a tough game tomorrow night, partner.
Oh, yeah, it was always going to be a tough game tomorrow night, and now you have a shootout and you have 5 extra minutes played. Love the third period, love them coming back, love them shutting Colorado down with the 2 late penalty kills. Didn't like the power play in overtime. I think that's a little bit of tiredness, a little bit of bad ice, and not to make that as an excuse, but
reality.
It was what it was out there from the looks of it, from the 400,000 miles we are away from it. But it just would have been nice for them to close that out with a power play goal. You don't want to give those opportunities away. But beyond that, it's a great point. They battled, and good for them.
They had plenty of chances in overtime, including on the power play, but some other ones as well. Let's get to the extra frame and show you what the Bruins almost got done.
Well, in overtime, the Bruins had some decent puck possession here. They're going to work it well. Driving the net, Charlie Coyle, McAvoy, beg your pardon, a little handcuff. But before that was the penalty that led to this power play. I love this first decision. I did. You know, Zacha shooting from there. We know how great of a shot he has. And it's not that Colorado doesn't know it, but they're thinking Pastrnak shooting, and he doesn't. But this was just, then after that, it never felt like they really got the look that they wanted, Razor. And eventually, right near the end, a little bit extra pass. They can't hear Pastrnak with their shot. That one is, it's a loose puck, but it's the right call. He covered it up. Yeah. Georgiev ended up covering it. No Bruin is around there, so the referee, it wasn't a premature whistle, but good shot by Pasta. But I thought they had 2 good chances. A Zacha one and that Pasta shot on the power play, and the rest were not there.
No, you've seen them work the 4-on-3 much better. They find the seams. I guess you give credit to Colorado for not giving up those seams, and Georgiev making the one save with his head. But again, it doesn't really dampen the point. Anytime you go into Colorado, you get a point with the way these guys are playing. You're happy. You get on the plane and try and put something together when you get to Arizona tomorrow night.
Well, the Bruins, like you mentioned, they got the point because they were partly able to kill off some big penalties in the third period to take them into overtime. 1 to Lindholm and 1 to Grizz.
Yeah, this Grizz comes off 4-for-4 penalty kill against Tampa previously. I mean, they end up giving up 1 power play goal in this game, but these were monstrous PKs. Really, without Carlo, I was going to say, really, you know, great saves by Swayman, but the way I thought that the guys stepped up, in particular, you know, McAvoy, Wotherspoon getting an opportunity back there, killing the penalty. The guys were magnificent, and that's where I thought, again, you saw Charlie Coyle doing really well.
Yeah, that's a huge save from Jeremy Swayman, game saving. Monster job from the PK. That you give those guys the point, whether it is Wotherspoon, Grzelcyk even getting out there, McAvoy, the defense, and then the forwards did a really nice job because we talked so much about Makar, the defense of the Avalanche being able to sift pucks through. Heinen, we saw those guys really working the line and not allowing them any opportunities.
A bit of a dagger at the end of the second period for Bruins fans, not for the Avs, as Sam Malinski scores with just a couple minutes left and just his second goal of the season. What happened here, guys, on this play?
Well, they being Colorado, wins the face-off. Malinski brings the puck to the middle, and it's that one little move as he brings it back and then forward just a little bit, changes the angle, gives him a clear lane to the net. There is some traffic in front, but the reaction by Swayman to me says it all, Razor, that he feels that he's got to pick that one up.
Yeah, I think he's frustrated with the fact that it was just a wrister. He's frustrated there's 2 minutes left, knowing like you don't want to be down going into that third period. Whether that gets a little bit of Beecher. Beecher has a bit of a tough reaction in front of him as well. Might have had a little deflection, and I think it's frustrating at that point. You're thinking, oh boy, it's going to be a tough third. It's going to be hard to get that one back. But again, hindsight, now we know that they did a great job from that point on.
Logan O'Connor also scoring off of a brutal turnover between a collision with Kevin Shattenkirk and Pavel Zacha. Definitely on the Bruins here.
A little Keystone Cop action here. A little miscommunication even there. Zacha does a great job back checking. Shattenkirk comes over, probably could have left it to Zacha. They both get confused. Logan O'Connor just kind of hangs around. He's just kind of sifting around, and Shattenkirk skates right into Zacha and O'Connor. When that play happens as a goaltender, you're not quite ready. You don't have the timing of it down, and O'Connor does a good job making a quick move, and Swayman's completely out of position.
I don't think any young children are up right now.
Yeah,
probably not.
They are.
I hope not.
I hope not. But if they are, good lesson. Constantly stick on the ice. Logan O'Connor, as Razor said, he was just there, but his stick was always to the puck, always on it. And then when there was, I like your description, the Keystone Cops, they bump into each other. His stick was still on the ice. The difference between this and this is the difference with him picking up the puck and then having that half a second to make a decision on Swayman.
All right, Nathan MacKinnon extending his point streak at home to 22 games.
Beast
and
mode.
the speed of what you guys call Nate Dogg is also on display.
It's just an absolutely, it's not off the tracks freight train, and that was great play by Coyle. How he did it still, I don't know. I want to ask him about that. But the way that MacKinnon literally revs up and then goes from 0 to 60 in 1 second is impressive. And, you know, you're not supposed to be able to do these things at high speed like he's doing, especially against a really good NHL team.
No, you shouldn't look this fast against a bunch of other NHL hockey players. It looks like a minor hockey rink where the one kid's, bigger, stronger, faster. It shouldn't look like this. It does. He's a lot of fun to watch. And
he is our Subaru star of the game. As I said, he extends his home point streak to 22 games to start the season. That's all 22 games, and is still 5th in history, in NHL history, but just one behind, Philip Esposito and Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky also had 40 though once. All right, coming up next, we're going to hear from Jim Montgomery as he goes one-on-one with Bruins Overtime Live on NESN is presented by buyatoyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit buyatoyota.com.